DDO Players News is brought to you by the Easy Roller Dice Company. If you've been looking for some cool dice, especially those metal dice you've been hearing about, check out EasyRollerDice.com. From their gunmetal dice collection to the upcoming Rolls Gold collection, they have some amazing dice. And also right now, you can save some money on your order as well. Go to EasyRollerDice.com. Make sure to enter the code DDO at checkout and save 10%. That's EasyRollerDice.com. Enter the checkout code DDO, and you'll save 10% immediately.
Good day, everyone. This is Pine Leaf News, and welcome to DDO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in DDO and on the tabletop. And please welcome my co-host from Ravenloft, Dracula.
Hey now, everybody. How's it going?
Everything's going all right here. How are things over at Ravenloft?
Slow, apparently, because there's no news.
No news? Well, we do have a chronicle.
We have that, so we have some game things to talk about. We have the 235th edition of the Chronicle, and the Community Spotlight this time around, Ginger Spice, his Dragonborn project, is entering his second life, so check out to see how that's going for Ginger in his Dragonborn project. Also, be sure to watch the latest episode of the Damsels of DDO as they take on Prey on the Hunter. And in our fan site news section, DDO Cast is rating the listener question vault with guest host, the Damsels of DDO. Patrick let the damsels take over. What was he thinking?
I'm trying to think if it's his Dragonborn project, then, and he's going into his second life, but if he's racially reincarnating, then he would to start off as a Dragonborn project?
I don't think he's racial reincarnate. I think he's going to do every class as a Dragonborn. Is what he plans on doing.
Okay, it says here, Ginger Spice's week in videos, racial reincarnation, and Dragonborn Life 2 begins. So, I don't know.
I haven't actually watched the video yet, so yeah, I'll have to watch it.
All right. Continue.
I apologize. Then. We have Even Notes over in the fan site news section as well. She is working on sagas in her latest blog post, and Mickey is entering week 27 of her crazy rating schedule. So click over to read the latest on Mickey's rating in week 27. God bless you for rating that much, I tell you. She can do those raids with her eyes closed at this point, I think. And we do have our official screenshot of the week in our Chronicle this week. The family that slays together stays together in the 316th DDO screenshot of the week. And this is thanks to Laura Lynn for sending in this week's screenshot. And of course, we have the Chronicle comments. A group of birds are called the flock. What is a group of earth elementals called?
An avalanche?
Ooh, that's a good answer, actually. I was trying to think of something, and I couldn't think of anything good.
Yeah, that can be tough sometimes.
Let's see. Yeah, I can't think of anything good. I like avalanche, though. That's a good answer, Piley. I'll take your answer.
Okay. I'm trying to think what we were talking about Ravenloft and level 12 in episode 130.
Yeah, we talked about Everlyn, talked on the forums a little bit about what was coming up. Ravenloft, and then we talked about you being level 12 and you were trying to figure out where to go, so yeah.
Oh yes, now my memory.
So we talked about Ravenloft and level 12, see?
Okay. So
funny how that worked out.
Very well, then let's see what's on sale this week.
We have 20% off the Sovereign XP Elixirs, Treasure Hunter Elixirs, Greater Slayer Boost, and the long-lasting Supreme Ability Potions, all at 20% off. Free sample of the week is a Big B's Red Guiding Hand. You'll get 5 hands when you use a coupon code over here. Now through May 18th in the DDO store.
I noticed it says for a limited time, find plus 20 Hearts of Wood in the DDO store. They're currently available till the 18th.
So if you got a TR in your future, there you go.
Let's then head into our site news. And how's the project for the video camera going? I heard that you got a little bit extra money.
We did. We got a donation this week. So thank you very much over the weekend. We are now up to 150 of our $400 goal. So that is awesome. We're $50 away from halfway. So that's awesome too. So We'll get there slowly but eventually. But
eventually.
Time's ticking here, folks, though. So, yeah. And I did put an update over on the GoFundMe page to show you the package that we're looking at getting. I found a good price on a camera, a bag, some cards, and, of course, the mic for the camera. And I also found a nice discount code that got us money off as well. But that discount code will expire in August. So we have until August to make this happen. So we're at $150 as we record this, and we got to get to 400. Can we do it before August? Time's ticking, folks.
Time's ticking. Then let's see what's coming in from the dungeon. And the Wizards of the Coast is preparing to present Dungeons & Dragons Stream of Annihilation.
You need like an echo in your voice when you say that. And Annihilation. Yeah, that's an awesome name, isn't it? Yes, Wizards of the Coast has invited a bunch of D&D streamers and luminaries to Seattle, Washington, just to basically hang out and roll some dice on June 2nd and 3rd. It's going to be a 2-day event, and they chose to call this the Stream of Annihilation. It's going to be 2 full days of streaming that D&D fans won't want to miss. It's going to feature some people from the Misclicks, Maze Arcana, Critical Role, Dice Camera Action, Chris Perkins, and not to mention some international gaming groups as well, like Yogcast High Rollers UK and Dragon Friends, all the way from Australia. But that is not all.
Ooh, that's not all?
Kicking it off, your hosts are going to be Anna Processor Robbins and Kathy Link, and they are going to let us know what the new D&D storyline is. So the wait will be over. June 2nd, we're going to know what the new storyline is. And the big front runner right now in the rumor mill is Undermountain.
Yes.
But they kind of threw a kink in that, because if you go over on ddoplayers.com, and if you're watching the YouTube version of this picture will be up on the screen. The logo that they choose to use for the Stream of Annihilation is basically the magic mouth from the Tomb of Horrors. So now people are like, why did you choose to use that?
Maybe what they're planning to do is to run all of these dignitaries that they've invited through the Tomb of Horrors.
That could be. To kill them all up. It's like,
kill them all off.
Thanks for coming all this way, and now you're dead.
And now, of course, it's going to be a new version of the Tomb of Horrors, but if they're doing... Yeah, because they will know the old versions already.
Right. Well, see, but I'm guessing what if they are going to do Tomb of Horrors, of course, that is just in the new book, Tales from the Yawning Portal. Yeah. So they'll probably run that Tomb of Horrors. But what that has to do with the new storyline, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with it, and they're just trying to throw people off and make people talk like we're doing, and then we're going to look like idiots when we're totally wrong.
Well,
that's probably it.
I still think that they're going to run the dignitaries through the Tomb of Horrors, but you're right. As for the storyline itself, it might not have anything to do with it. Especially since you just reminded me they just published
that's right.
Yep. Redoing of the Tomb of Horrors.
Tales from the Yawning Portal. Tomb of Horrors was one of the adventures. But yes, after the storyline is announced, then each group of streamers is going to play a sample of what you can expect from the new storyline and campaigns. So we will see what happens. So this is all taking place June 2nd and 3rd. It is starting at 10 a.m. Pacific and will end at 10 p.m. each night Pacific. So it is a long stream both days. But on June 2nd, right around 10 a.m. Pacific, or soon after, that's when we're going to know what the new update is. Gumsgang in the chat room is saying, I wonder if it's related to why DDO changed its plan for the next update.
Very well, then let's head into Gen Con 50, where they'll be listing all the wonderful events they have, like a return to the Tomb of Horrors, maybe?
Maybe. That actually, they're running old school Tomb of Horrors, so...
Old school Tomb of Horrors.
I put that on my wish list because the event catalog is now live over at GenCon.com. So if you're attending Gen Con 50, you can see all of the great gaming events you can attend and add them to your wish list like I did. My wish list is pretty full. Between all of the seminars And the games that I signed up for, of course, I'm not guaranteed to get any of the stuff, but the seminars you pretty much are, but games tend to sell out quickly. So between all that and then, of course, all the interviews and stuff I'll have scheduled, sleep is going to be for the week at Gen Con, I think. More so this year than ever. But yes, if you want to take a peek, even if you're not going to Gen Con, but you just want to see all the cool events that you could be doing if you were there, you can head over to GenCon.com and check out the event catalog as it is now live on the site. And there is a ton of events, but this is not all of the events. They said they will add more as well. This is just a good sampling of them. And of course, remember, all the events are subject to change. They may get canceled at any time. Yada, yada, yada.
Yes. And while you're sampling things, are you also going to be sampling a Dragon's Delight?
I sure will when Gen Con gets here, because we now know that Dragon's Delight is the official beer name for Gen Con 50. We told you last week you could go on and vote for what Sun King Brewery should call the official Gen Con beer, and Dragon's Delight won, which I think that is an awesome name. And
I think it sounds better than 20-sided rye.
It was a good beer last year, but a weak name. Did not like the name. This does join, like you said, 20-sided rye from 2016, Drink On and Prosper Ale from 2015, Froth of Khan at 2014, the Flagon Slayer at 2013, and in 2012 we had the Ale of Destiny. So yes, I will be sampling the Dragon's Delight many times throughout Gen Con. For you people, I'm doing it for you.
You're doing it so you can give a proper review of the beer.
That's right. That is right. Look for my Gen Con 50 Dragon's Delight beer review coming soon-ish after Wednesday, April 16th, when it's tapped.
Yes. Now all you need is a camera to record it, right?
That is correct. See, so go to GoFundMe, and then I will videotape myself drinking the beer and telling you how wonderful it is. Like, anybody wants to see that. But give us money anyway, because why not?
Let's see what's on the tabletop. Hafid's Grand Bazaar is coming to Rather Dashing Games.
That's right. Our friends over at Rather Dashing Games has another game coming out. They are just bumping out the games. And this one is the Hafid's Grand Bazaar. It is a trading game, a set collection and player negotiation game for 2 to 6 players. You are going to acquire spices, textiles, livestock, and other exotic goods by bidding on caravans from foreign markets across the ancient world. You can manipulate the market and each other using your shrewd bargaining skills to trade with your fellow merchants and collect resources to maximize your profits. So this sounds like a good screw your friends over game, I think.
Yeah, it sounds like exactly like that type of game. Yeah.
And Brack Barefoot in the chat is saying, wood for your sheep? Exactly.
That does not sound like it's going to be on Rahdo's top 10 for this year.
Probably not. But yes, this is coming from our friends over at Rather Dashing Games. It is called Hafid's Grand Bazaar. Look for this later in the year.
Then let's head into the Origins Awards, or at least the nominees for this year's Origins Awards. And is there anything that caught your mind on this? Because, family games, I don't think I recognized a single one of those.
I played Happy Salmon. That is actually a pretty fun game. I've heard a lot of people talking about Junk Art, but the other games, Karuba by Haba, I have heard of, haven't played it. Speechless, Arcane Wonders, never heard of that one. Sorry, Arcane Wonders. So yeah.
Well, actually, I did hear. I think I saw ads for Speechless, but yeah, I really don't remember much of it. It's a charades type game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have never actually heard of that at all. So over the role-playing game category, there is some interesting things. Wizards of the Coast are going against themselves
Well, it looks
Because-
like they're cursed by a vampire here.
Yeah, actually, they're going. They're Volo's Guide to Monsters, Storm King's Thunder, and Curse of Strahd. All are up for an Origins Award. Also, No Thank You Evil from Monty Cook Games, which is an awesome RPG for kids if you haven't played it. The Star Wars Force Awakens, Shadow One, Settle Sprawl, and Star Wars Edge of the Empire Special Modifications. That is a very long title. And of course, Cubicle 7 got a nod for the One Ring Horse Lords of Rohan. That is in the role-playing section. The traditional card games, we kind of talked about this before the show started. In the traditional card games category, Mystic Veil by AEG is up for the traditional card game.
Yes, when I noted that I don't exactly call that a traditional card game.
Yeah, because if you're not familiar with Mystic Veil, it has this really awesome mechanic where you actually craft new cards. So not really a traditional card game, but then we figured out they split collectible games into their own category. So we think that's why it's in the traditional card game category.
Right.
It's joined by Dream Home from Asmodee, Fable Fruit from Stronghold, Lotus from Renegade Games, and Oh My Goods from Mayfair Games. The game accessories category, has your basically trays and stuff like that. Dungeon Morph Dice from Dwarven Forge, Blood Rage Organizer from the Broken Token. Broken Token does awesome work. So if you need organizers and new inserts for your game boards, check out the Broken Token.
Yeah, at least I see that I've heard of a couple of the board game entries here.
Yes, this is a really tough category because there are some really good games in here.
They need a division. I mean, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 entries for this.
Yeah, this is crazy. Blood Rage from Simon, Clank, Renegade Games, Cry Havoc, Portal Games, Feast of Odin, Z-Man, Asmodee, Islebound by Red Raven Games, Mansions of Madness, Fantasy Flight, Asmodee. Notice a thing here with Asmodee. They're everywhere because they're taking over the game board industry.
Yeah, they are.
Scythe from Stonemaier Games, Star Wars Rebellion from Fantasy Flight, Terraforming Mars. That is by, I didn't put that in there, but that is from, I can't think of the, not Portal Games, but Stronghold Games. Sorry about that.
Stronghold Games.
Yeah.
Someone terraformed the Stronghold.
Exactly. And World's Fair 1893 by Renegade Games. So that's a good category. And let's see. How many of these have you played? Let's see. I played Blood Rage. I played Cry Havoc. I played Islebound. And I played Mansions of Madness. So I played 4. So that's not bad. I played 4 of 10. So I can live with that. How about you? How many of those have you played?
I only count 2 of them, Clank and Mansions of Madness 2nd edition.
We do have the miniatures category. We have Warhammer 40K Kill Team, Games Workshop. We have Dragon Rampart from Battlefront Gale Force 9, Tanks, Battlefront Gale Force 9, and Dot Fleet Commander by Hawk War Games. And you know what I am disappointed at not seeing on here? Mechs versus Minions. Why is Mechs versus Minions not in the miniatures category?
Well, I would have thought Mechs versus Minions would be in the board games category. To me, it's a board game, not a miniatures game.
Well, I guess. Yeah, I can see. I guess I didn't think about it not being in the board games either, but yeah.
But yeah, I would still have expected it to be there.
So there we go. The 2017 Origins Awards will be given out during the Origins Game Convention.
Then let's see what's on the screen. Divinity Original Sin 2 Game Master Mode. They really needed a Game Master mode?
They didn't, but they promised it as a Kickstarter bonus. It was one of the stretch goals for the Kickstarter that this Divinity Original Sin 2 came out of. They got that goal, and now they're getting a little peek at what this could be like, and it's way more than anybody actually expected. What they did is, at least for this demo that they did, and we don't know if they're going to do others like this, or this was just from the demo, they actually teamed up with Wizards of the Coast, and they created the Lost Mind of Phandelver. And that may or may not sound familiar to you. That is the module that is in the 5e starter set. So if you've ever played the 5e starter set, you have played Lost Mine of Phandelver. That is the adventure that's in there. And they recreated this with their Game Master mode, and it looks freaking amazing. This reminded me so much of what Neverwinter Nights was like. You can do anything you want to with this Game Master mode. It's going to be amazing. And as I said, this was a Kickstarter stretch goal. Go ahead, you got a question?
Well, I was going to say, it sounds like it's everything that Sword Coast Legends wanted to be.
Right, exactly. And that's what somebody on one of the forums, I don't remember which forum I was on, somebody did say this. It's like, so this is what Sword Coast Legend promises, but you guys are actually going to give us? And from the looks of the two videos, harsh but fair. From the looks of,
very fair.
From the looks of the two videos, yes, this is exactly what it's going to be. And this is a full modding package. You can create your own levels. The level editor is going to allow you to make your own creatures, and you can also import creatures as well. You can create new art assets. What you're seeing in the videos is just the storytelling part of the Game Master mode. There is so much more behind it. And then they also added that players will be able to upload full campaigns over on Steam once this officially launches to the Steam Workshop. So it will make it easy for Game Masters and players to find new adventures to play and check out. So there's going to be a whole new world of Dungeons & Dragons that we can do all parts of Divinity Original Sin 2. And remember, this is just like an add-on mode. The game itself has a rich, robust story to it, and the game looks awesome from the preview videos I've seen of it so far. So this is just like icing on top of an amazing cake that we're actually getting this Game Master mode. And as I said, nobody knows for sure if they're going to team with Wizards to import other modules in, or this was just a one-off thing they did just to show this off. But definitely watch the video that I linked over on DDOplayers.com, because watching them and the Wizards guys run through Lost Mines of Phandelver was awesome, and it had me drooling at what this Game Master mode can actually do.
So now let's head over into our week in gaming. And Drac, what were you up to when you weren't drooling over Original Sin 2 and the like?
Yeah, I watched a lot of videos on that this week because I got really excited about that. Anyway,
when's it being released?
It's later this year. It's actually, the early access is up now on Steam, but the Game Master mode is not included in that, though. But you can actually get a peek of the game and see how the story is and all that. It's early access, so keep that in mind, yada, yada, yada. But coming to Steam later in the year, no official release date that I could see has been set. Anyway, my week in gaming, I took my Wolflock, who is level 9, into Against Slave Lords. I did the second part, which of course is the Secret of the Slaver's Stockade. Nothing major to report on that. Straightforward. Still like that quest. A little long, but I like it because I like the original module. My Wolflock is coming along well. Of course, once I hit 20, I'm going to racial reincarnate into a Dragonborn, so that I'm going to be a Dragonlock. Awesome. Dragonlock that shoots red fireballs and breathes fire all at the same time. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And then the only other thing in DDO I did was with you. I did play 7 Days to Die, of course, in the multiplayer mode, the server that we all have going on. We did survive another 2 Horde nights, so yay for us. Horde nights are getting more difficult because there's more zombies coming, and there's a lot more variety of zombies coming. So we keep having to make sure our defenses are ready for the Horde nights. So we'll see if we can survive another. We're on day, I want to say we're on day like 169 now. So we've survived for quite a long time, and our hotel is looking mighty awesome. I'll have to take some screenshots and put them over on DDOplayers.com so you can just see like our awesome hotel and all of our spike traps and everything that we have going on.
It's more secure than Minas Tirith?
Yes, I hope so.
Okay.
Because we all know how that ended. And then we did a little mining. Myth and I know a couple weeks ago I talked about how I dug a really big hole with Myth, and we started to actually mine that out, and we found an iron vein down there that is lasting for days. We dug for 2 straight days, and we're still not at the end of this iron vein. So we have iron for days, and it's awesome because we need iron to build stuff. So yay for us digging underground for 2 whole days and then forgetting we were down there for 2 days. And then as we're doing this, Mythery and I are talking, and we hatched a plan. When on one of our raids that we did to one of the bigger cities to go try to find supplies and stuff in the city, on the way there, we found a nice cave. We don't know how deep this cave is. We don't know what's in this cave. But Mythery and I are going to find out because we're going to go out to this cave, which is pretty far away from our home base. So we're going to build ourselves a little impenetrable fortress around this cave so zombies can't get in, and Myth and I can just go explore this cave and mine this cave out for as long as we want, because nothing can get into us. We hope. So we'll see how that goes. So we should probably do that maybe this week yet, or next week, early next week. We'll start our caving explorations and see what we can find in the cave. And then I started a couple different solo games just to see how it plays solo, because so far I've only ever played the multiplayer version. And in the first game I started, that I'm doing just the base game with the base map, and I found a sweet funeral home in the middle of the desert that I moved into, coffins included, so I have all these awesome coffins surrounding me. It's awesome. I built the defenses up for that a little bit. I did survive the first horde night at day 7, so far so good. We'll see how that goes. And then I decided to start another solo game, and that one I'm doing a randomly generated map. And it started me in the winter biome, which I have never actually been in the winter zone before. So that was interesting. I got into the game and almost immediately froze to death. So that kind of sucked.
Oops.
Had to quickly make a campfire and get some wood and get some fire so I wouldn't freeze to death, and fight off a couple zombies that decided to spawn right near me. And then I found a nice little cabin out in the middle of nowhere that will do now for my base. I'm probably going to upgrade to something else, but for now I think I'll live in the cabin in the woods for a while, and definitely keep the fires going, because burr is it cold there. And then the only other thing I did this week is I started playing another game for review. This one is called Expeditions Vikings. This is a brand new game that was just released a couple weeks ago. It is a historically themed RPG set, you guessed it, in the age of the Vikings. You basically are a new leader of a humble clan of farmers and fighters, and you must adventure into the unknown lands to the west to raid and or trade to get your way to wealth, fame, and glory. So Expeditions Vikings is the name of that one.
The trading would be rather difficult. If I remember correctly, the Vikings started raiding because all the Christians refused to trade with them.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't actually got that far yet. So I just started playing, so I thought too, I'm like, I wonder how trading's going to work. So we'll see. So far, I'm enjoying it. Like I said, I haven't played it a lot yet. So I'm going to play it. At least I want to get 6 or 7 hours into it, and then I think I can do a good review based on that. So look for that review coming soonish at some point over on DDOplayers.com. And really, gaming, that is all I did. Once again, real life got in the way. That's happening a lot to me lately. I'm striving to find time to squeeze some gameplay in. So how about you, Pine Leaf? Hopefully you played a little more than I did this week.
I will start with my gnome that I played with you. We went in the Inspired Quarter and ran Finding the Path, I Dream of Jeets, The Mind Sunder, and The Dream Conspiracy. So we got through quite a bit this week to make up, I guess, for last time where...
Yeah, we did. And as I said last week, this is the first time that I can remember ever doing these quests. I don't think I've ever ran these before. I really enjoyed the Mind Center and I Dream of Jeets a lot.
Yeah.
I Dream of Jeets was interesting. I guess I don't want to spoil it for anybody that's new to the game that hasn't played it yet, but interesting. There's some funny dialogue in it from Jeets, of course.
Of course.
And there's a cameo from somebody from Jeets past that I kind of laughed about. I thought was funny as well. So yes, it's just kind of crazy to me that I've been playing this game as long as I have, and I have never done that because I do not remember ever running these. So if I ran them, it didn't make a lasting impression. So I'm going to say these are the first time that I did them, but I enjoyed them a lot.
It was a nice set of quests.
So that wrapped up the Inspire quarter for us now. So now what are we going to do?
That's a good question. I guess we'll have to figure that out by Wednesday.
That's right. We got a couple days to decide that.
Yes. Then on my Dragonborn's favorite soul, who's level 5, I went into Tangleroot Gorge and ran the Deadly Package, those 2 quests in there. I was intended for a video, and I guess I didn't check my settings properly because I looked at there and said, okay, well, that's not my video for today. So, yeah. So that didn't go too well, but the run itself went pretty quickly. I also went into House Beneath where I ran the 4 Depths quests, and I ran them in a continuous session all the way through. Then on my Monk, I was level 12, and I decided, as someone advised, to head back into the Sands, where it was before. First, I ran Chains of Flame, and I know I ran this with you once.
Yeah, we just did it not too long ago, actually.
Right. And when we did it, I took a certain option. And I guess my memory says, okay, that option isn't too bad. But I didn't think that taking that option when you are playing solo is not a good idea.
Okay.
So I'm now fighting all these hobgoblin wizards or whatever they are blind.
Good luck with that.
I didn't have good luck with that.
I'm sure you didn't.
So, yeah. So, therefore, I failed the quest because it was a pretty long quest. So, to go through all the way through there, and I said, I don't have time to run it again.
Poor Pinely.
So, then I went in and ran the Chamber of Korush and Maraud the Mines, and they went a lot better than Chains of Flame did. So, I did manage to get a step there, but yeah, level 12 is still a bit of a chore, I think, on this. And I'm beginning to think that, okay, why did I choose the Monk for this? Obviously, it was for a challenge, because I can't think of any other good reason.
Yeah, I'm really not sure why you chose the Monk.
Right. I have a feeling that my next 8 levels are not going to be Monk.
I see.
Yeah, I just see some other class in my future for the next 8 levels. Obviously, it can't be anyone that relies on heavy armor since, well, Monk. Then on tabletop, in addition to the standard games I was playing, I also played a game called Deep Future. And Deep Future is rather unusual in that the best description I could come up with it is a print and play legacy game.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Yeah. What you do is you start out the game with 36 cards, all blank, except in the corner where they have a suit and number, and there are 6 numbers and 6 suits. So therefore you have 36 because one of each. And over the course of when you're playing, you will be turning those into either world cards or technology cards, or those are the 2 main ones, or world cards and technology cards. There are also civilization cards where the winner can fill in if you win a game or something like that. So therefore you have those 3 types of cards and you create those over. And over the course, you'll either be doing these on top of the blank cards I just described before, or you might even create a whole new card. So you're essentially crafting your deck through each of the games that you're playing. And so the next time you play a game, you start out with the deck that you finished up with in the previous game.
That does sound rather odd, but interesting in a weird kind of way.
And you also have a map with 37 hexes, but the middle hex, which it represents the middle of the galaxy, of course, you can't use because there's the supermassive black hole that you have in the center of most galaxies. And if you win a game, then you write the name of the home world that was there into the hex. And so what happens, you start to have hexes that have names in them. And this helps, and this adds a little bit of challenge to it because that means these extra hexes are going to have neutral worlds coming into this. So you get more and more neutral worlds popping in all the way through as you go along, playing additional games. And you also have wonders that may appear on them, but I haven't had any of those yet. So therefore, you can write on your board, and you could, as I said, create new cards, and you have advances that you get on additional technologies as you go along. But that is deep future. You can find that on Board Game Geek, and they have the download files for all that. You can read the rules there and see if it intrigues you enough to want to do it. The most important thing there is the rule book and being able to print out the map. The blank cards I did not use. I just took I used some name tag cards, and I essentially created those, made that my deck, and wrote in by hand the suit numbers. And that was the easiest way I've found in order to get that started. Whatever you have available for you. We currently have 22 supporters on Patreon, and if you'd like to help support DDO players, simply go to the donations page where you can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. There you'll find rewards, including a mention on the podcast of your choice, or even be a guest for an episode of DDO Players News. We did not receive any emails this week, but if you'd like to send us one, you can send it to podcast@ddoplayers.com. You could also follow us on Twitter, the Players Alliance @PlayersAlly, DDO Players @DDO Players, Dracula @Dracula_72, and Pineleaf @Pineleaf Needles. The Players Alliance has 4 live shows every Monday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. We have DDO Players News. On the first and third Fridays at 11 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have XP Quest. On the last Friday of each month at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have Locho Academy After School. And every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have Locho Players News. You can join us for our live shows at ddoplayers.com/live. And don't forget to visit our sponsor, Easy Roller Dice Company. If you've been looking for some cool dice, especially metal dice, you need to take a look at easyrollerdice.com and check them out. From their gunmetal dice collection to the upcoming rose gold dice collection, they have an amazing collection. Also, right now, you can save money on your dice, too. Go to easyrollerdice.com and make sure that you enter the code DDO at checkout and save 10% immediately. And that is all for tonight. And this is Pineleaf Needles reminding you to quest responsibly.